With new boss Ange Postecoglou at the helm, Celtic got off to a sluggish start in the league, losing at Tynecastle on the opening night to a late John Souttar header. Rangers, meanwhile, tasted their first defeat in over a year in the league, just 2 games into the campaign as Dundee United ran out winners at Tannadice. The Gers bounced back with a 1-0 victory over Celtic in the first Old Firm derby of the season, with Postecoglou's side losing at Livingston just a few weeks later to make it 3 defeats from their opening 6 games.
Today in the front half we were just terrible, and that was everybody, not just the strikers or the attacking players. It just, we lacked a real conviction in going forward to be positive, and so again, that falls on me to get it right.
Jack Ross's Hibs got off to a fast start, powered by the form of Kevin Nisbet and Martin Boyle, whilst at the other end of the table, Livingston found victories hard to come by. Graham Alexander's Motherwell were mixing it with the big boys at the top of the table, with Tony Watt leading the goal-scoring charts.
I'd like Tony, and I know he will, to focus on the here and now and what's right in front of him, and that's playing well for his club. And like I say, he's doing that really well at the moment.
Ross County had to wait until October for their first win of the season, but they did it in spectacular fashion with a 5-0 victory over Dundee at Dens Park. Rangers were rocked by the departure of Steven Gerrard to Aston Villa before their League Cup semi-final with Hibs. The Gers fell to a 3-1 defeat. Giovanni van Bronckhorst was drafted in as his replacement, with Rangers going on a run of 7 straight wins before the winter break. Celtic, meanwhile, lifted the League Cup in a dramatic final with Hibs as Kyogo netted a double. Jack Ross was sacked in the lead-up, with Sean Maloney appointed as his successor. Maloney would only last until April before he was shown the door by Ron Gordon.
The club is moving in a very positive directions on many fronts, and I think with our kind of instability on the management side has not been a positive. It's probably the thing I'm most disappointed in. So we were very diligent, I think, in our effort to try to find the right candidate.
The winter break was moved forward by a week after the Boxing Day fixtures were played in front of a limited crowd. January saw the departure of Martin Boyle from Hibs to Saudi Arabia. Across the city of Edinburgh, Hearts had raced out to 3rd place in the league. Also in January, Dundee United's top 6 hopes were boosted by the arrival of Tony Watt from Motherwell. The Stephen Glass experiment at Aberdeen was coming off the rails amid a miserable run of form.
I think the motivation to keep the fans happy is always there. And like I said before, any time that we've given them something to get behind, they have. That's never been in doubt the whole season. And I think it's important the boys do it from the start and let them feel that there's a determined team out there.
Glass was sacked in February following the Scottish Cup exit at Motherwell. Celtic thrashed Rangers at Celtic Park to move to the top of the table after a double from Rio Hatate. Van Bronckhorst's sides dropped points at Ross County and Dundee United before blowing a 2-goal lead at home to Motherwell. St Mirren had to contend with the exit of long-standing boss Jim Goodwin to Aberdeen. Ross County were firing up the table under Malky Mackay, with Regan Charles-Cook scoring goals for fun up in the Highlands. St Johnstone, on the other hand, were suffering a hangover from their cup double exploits in the previous season. Celtic ran out winners in a crucial Old Firm derby at Ibrox. The Hoops came from a goal down to move 6 points clear at the top.
3 points closer, mate, So, we just got to keep doing what we've been doing. We're in this position for a reason, and the main reason is that it's probably been the undervalued bit of this group of players, just the resilience they have. After 6 games, we'd lost 3 and we're still putting the team together. The league had started, so. But not at any stage did I make excuses, allowances for them. They accepted the challenge ahead of them, and we've got to this point.
A resounding 7-0 win over St Johnstone moved Celtic to the brink of the title. At the opposite end of the table, Dundee looked destined for the drop despite the appointment of Mark McGee. Sean Rooney salvaged a point for St Johnstone in a relegation 6-pointer at Dens Park. It was a victory for St Johnstone over Aberdeen in the penultimate game of the season that sent the D's straight back down. Hearts secured 3rd and a return to Europe, while a 2-1 Edinburgh derby victory sealed their place in the Scottish Cup final.
No, it's been outstanding. I would expect Craig to be in the running for the Scottish Player of the Year. In my opinion, he should win it because he's done it week in, week out. There's a number of players that have done well, but sporadically through the season. Every single week he's producing brilliant saves, and it helps us massively as a team because we know we've got that behind us.
Rangers had all their eggs in the Europa League basket, moving into the semi-finals of the competition after memorable knockout stage wins over Borussia Dortmund, Red Star Belgrade and Braga. RB Leipzig were then defeated from a goal down in the first leg to seal the Gers' first European final since 2008, where they would meet Eintracht Frankfurt and Seville. Van Bronckhorst's side sealed their place in the Scottish Cup final too with an extra time win over Celtic, their first in the competition since 2016. Motherwell won a vital match in Dingwall in the race to Europe thanks to Kevin Van Veen's penalty, while Dundee United's form moved them to the brink of qualification for the Europa Conference League. The league was secured for Celtic after a 1-1 draw at Tannadice.
Fair to say, fairly overwhelming. just really proud of the players, the staff, everyone involved. We started so far back from, in terms of a starting point, and to end up where we are today is quite an unbelievable achievement.
Rangers suffered Europa League final heartbreak in Seville. Joe Aribo put his side ahead, but the Gers were immediately pegged back. The game was decided on penalties as Aaron Ramsey missed a decisive spot kick.
You play a final, you will do everything you can to win it, and then in the end, with penalties, it's a lottery. And tonight we weren't on the good side, but I can't complain with everything my players gave today and also the games before this tonight.
Just 3 days later, it was Rangers v Hearts in the Scottish Cup final. The game had gone to extra time after a goalless 90 minutes. Within 7 minutes of added time, Rangers put the game to bed thanks to Ryan Jack and Scott Wright.
Well, it means a lot. I mean, it's always good to win prizes. Told the players today we can win something and get a reward for all our hard work we've been doing for the last months, and so I was happy with the performance.
And finally, Inverness proved victorious in the Championship playoff to set a date with St Johnstone. The Saints held on to their place in the top flight after a 6-2 aggregate win.